Let me tell you about a friend of mine. Let's call her Maya. Before we begin, please note, this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical or psychological support. If you're struggling with trauma or mental health issues, please consult a licensed professional. To everyone who looked at her life from the outside, she was the definition of success. She had built a thriving business from the ground up, a company that was not only profitable but also made a genuine positive impact on her community. She lived in a beautiful home, had a circle of friends who adored her, and seemed to have a radiant energy that drew people in. Whenever you saw her, she was smiling, offering encouragement, and celebrating the wins of those around her. She was a pillar of strength, a beacon of what was possible when you combine passion with hard work. People often came to her for advice, hoping a little of her magic would rub off on them. But when Maya was alone, when the applause faded and the quiet of the evening settled in, a different story would unfold. A heavy shadow would creep over her, a weight that had nothing to do with her present success and everything to do with her past. A single memory, a business partnership that had ended badly years ago, would play on a loop in her mind. It wasn't just a failure, it was a betrayal. She had trusted someone completely, and that trust had been shattered. The sting of that old wound felt as fresh and as painful as if it had happened only yesterday, casting a long, dark shadow over all the bright things she had built since. This single memory became the lens through which she viewed herself. Despite all her achievements, she carried the feeling of being a failure, of being naive, of being someone who wasn't smart enough to see what was coming. The voice of her old business partner, filled with criticism and dismissal, echoed louder in her head than the cheers of her current supporters. She would lie awake at night, replaying every conversation, every decision, wondering what she could have done differently. This ghost from her past was her constant companion, whispering doubts into her ear and preventing her from ever truly feeling the joy and peace she had worked so hard to create for herself. Maya's story is not unique. In fact, it's a story many of us live in our own way. We might have a great job, a loving family, or good health, but we carry these invisible burdens from our past. It could be a mistake we made, a regret we hold, a harsh word someone said to us, or a dream that never came to be. We allow these past events to define our present reality, to dictate our happiness, and to limit our potential for future growth. We become so accustomed to the weight that we forget what it feels like to be light, to be free, and to live fully in the beautiful, unfolding moment of now. Why is it so difficult to simply let go of these painful memories? Why do we cling to the very things that cause us so much suffering? It's important to understand that this is a natural human tendency, rooted deep within our need for safety and learning. Our brains are wired to remember negative experiences more vividly than positive ones. This is a survival mechanism. Our ancient ancestors needed to remember the location of a dangerous predator or a poisonous plant far more than they needed to remember a beautiful sunset. That memory of danger kept them alive. In our modern world, we may not be facing saber-toothed tigers, but our brains still treat emotional threats with that same level of high alert. Think of your past as a backpack that you carry with you on your journey through life. Every time you experience something painful or difficult, a failure, a heartbreak, a disappointment, you pick up a stone and place it inside that backpack. When we are young, the backpack is light, and we barely notice the few small pebbles inside. But as we go through life, we collect more and more stones. Some are small, like a minor embarrassment. Others are large, heavy boulders, like a deep betrayal or a significant loss. Without ever stopping to unpack, we just keep adding more and more stones, and the weight becomes immense. Soon, the weight of this backpack starts to affect everything we do. It slows us down, making each step forward feel like a monumental effort. It strains our shoulders and aches in our back, leaving us perpetually tired and drained of energy. We might want to run, to climb, to explore the beautiful landscape ahead of us. But we can't, because we are anchored down by the sheer heaviness of our past. We become so used to the strain that we start to believe this is just how life is supposed to feel. We identify with the struggle, thinking, this is just who I am. I am someone who carries a heavy load. The truth is, we are not meant to carry all of these stones forever. The purpose of remembering the past is to learn from it, not to be imprisoned by it. Holding on to these stones doesn't protect us. It only weighs us down and prevents us from embracing the present and moving into a brighter future. The journey of letting go is the process of consciously stopping, opening up that backpack, and deciding which stones you no longer need to carry. It's about realizing that you have the power to lighten your own load, one stone at a time, so you can walk your path with more freedom, joy, and ease. The very first step on this journey of letting go, and perhaps the most crucial one, is to acknowledge the pain. We often try to skip this part. We tell ourselves to just get over it or think positive. We push the feelings down, distract ourselves with work or entertainment, and pretend the hurt isn't there. But pain that is not acknowledged does not disappear. It simply goes into hiding, where it festers and gains power over us, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions in ways we may not even realize. Acknowledging the pain is not about wallowing in it. It's about honoring your experience and giving yourself the compassion you deserve. Imagine you have a physical wound. You wouldn't ignore it, would you? You would clean it, tend to it, and give it the air and attention it needs to heal. Emotional wounds require the same care. To acknowledge your pain means to look at it with honesty and kindness. It means saying to yourself, yes, that was incredibly painful. I felt betrayed. I felt sad. I felt angry. And it is okay that I felt that way. This simple act of validation is incredibly powerful. It stops the internal battle where one part of you is hurting and another part is telling you that you shouldn't be. It allows you to be a friend to yourself. A practical way to begin this process is through writing. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Take out a journal or a simple piece of paper and write a letter to your past self or to the person who hurt you. You don't ever have to send this letter. This is for you and you alone. Pour out all your feelings without any filter or judgment. Write down everything you wish you could have said. Describe the anger, the sadness, the confusion, the disappointment. Let the words flow freely. This exercise helps to move the tangled emotions from inside your head and heart out into the open, where you can see them more clearly. Another gentle practice is to simply sit with the feeling for a few minutes. When the memory arises and the pang of pain hits you, instead of immediately pushing it away, try to just be present with it. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and notice where you feel the emotion in your body. Is it a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach? Just observe it without judging it or needing it to change. By giving your pain this small amount of compassionate attention, you are sending a message to yourself that your feelings are valid. You are allowing the emotional storm to pass through you, rather than letting it get stuck inside. Once you have allowed yourself to acknowledge and feel the pain, the next step is to begin reframing the story you tell yourself about it. Every experience we have is just a collection of facts, but it is the story we attach to those facts that gives them their meaning and their power over us. For years, my friend Maya told herself a story of failure and naivety. The facts were that a business partnership ended. The story she told was, I failed. I am not smart enough. I can't trust anyone. This story kept her stuck. Reframing is the conscious act of choosing to write a new, more empowering story around the same set of facts. This isn't about pretending the bad thing didn't happen or engaging in toxic positivity. It's about looking for the lessons, the strength, and the growth that emerged from the experience, even if it was incredibly difficult. It's about shifting your perspective from that of a victim to that of a survivor, a student, and a creator. You can ask yourself powerful questions to start this process. What did this experience teach me about myself? What did I learn about what I want and don't want in my life or in my relationships? How did I become stronger, more resilient, or more compassionate as a result of going through this? A powerful exercise for reframing is to literally rewrite your story. Take that event from your past that weighs you down. On one side of a page, write down the old painful story you've been telling yourself. Be honest about the negative labels and conclusions you've drawn. On the other side of the page, write a new story. This new story should acknowledge the difficulty, but focus on the lessons and the growth. For Maya, the new story might sound something like this. That business partnership was a painful but valuable lesson. It taught me the importance of clear boundaries and listening to my intuition. I emerged from it wiser and more discerning, which has helped me build the successful, authentic business I have today. Another part of reframing is practicing gratitude, not for the painful event itself, but for what you have in your life now. When you are stuck in a negative memory, your focus is narrowed onto what went wrong. Gratitude intentionally broadens that focus. Each day, make a list of 3 to 5 things you are genuinely grateful for. It could be the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a stranger, the comfort of your bed, or the strength in your body. This practice trains your brain to look for the good that exists in your life right now, which naturally loosens the grip of past negativity and helps you build a more positive and empowered present. The past exists only in our memory, and the future exists only in our imagination. The only place where life truly happens, where we have any real power, is in the present moment. The final step in letting go is to consciously and repeatedly ground yourself in the now. When our minds are caught in loops of past regret, we are not truly living. We are like ghosts haunting our own lives, physically present but mentally and emotionally trapped somewhere else. Grounding ourselves in the present is like dropping an anchor in a stormy sea. It provides stability and brings us back to the safety and reality of this very moment. Being present means engaging your senses to connect with your immediate surroundings. It's about pulling your attention away from the chatter in your head and placing it onto what is actually happening right here, right now. This is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. It won't feel natural at first, especially if you have spent years living in the past. But with gentle and consistent effort, you can train your mind to return to the present moment more and more easily, finding peace and respite from the stories of yesterday. This is where your true freedom lies. A simple and effective grounding exercise is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Whenever you feel your mind being pulled back into a painful memory, pause and gently guide your attention outward. Name 5 things you can see around you. Notice their colors, shapes, and textures. Then, name 4 things you can physically feel. It could be the chair beneath you, the fabric of your clothes against your skin, or the gentle breeze on your face. Next, name 3 things you can hear, whether it's the hum of a computer, birds chirping outside, or the sound of your own breathing. Then, name 2 things you can smell. Finally, name 1 thing you can taste. This exercise quickly pulls you out of your head and into your body. Another powerful anchor to the present is your breath. Your breath is always with you, and it is always happening in the now. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Simply bring your awareness to the sensation of your breath moving in and out of your body. Don't try to change it, just observe it. Feel the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and the gentle release as you exhale. When your mind wanders back to the past, as it inevitably will, gently and without judgment, just guide it back to your breath. Each time you do this, you are strengthening your presence muscle. Now, I want to guide you through a short meditation to help you practice the feeling of release. You can come back to this anytime you feel the weight of the past settling upon you. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you can sit or lie down without being disturbed for the next few minutes. Gently close your eyes and begin by taking 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, filling your belly with air, and exhale slowly through your mouth, letting go of any immediate tension. With each exhale, feel your body becoming a little heavier, a little more relaxed. Now, I want you to bring to mind the memory or the feeling that you wish to let go of. See it not as a part of you, but as an object that you are holding in your hands. Perhaps it's a heavy, dark stone, just like the ones in the backpack we talked about. Feel its weight, its rough texture, its coldness. Acknowledge it. Thank it for the lessons it may have taught you, for the strength it may have helped you build. See it clearly without judgment. Recognize that this stone is from your past, but you are in your present. You are holding it, which means you also have the power to put it down. As you continue to breathe, imagine a beautiful, warm golden light beginning to form around your heart. With every inhale, this light grows brighter and stronger, filling your entire chest with warmth, compassion, and love. Now, see this golden light expanding, flowing down your arms and into your hands. This light begins to surround the stone you are holding. It softens its sharp edges and warms its cold surface. Feel the light loosening your grip, gently and lovingly. You realize you don't need to hold on so tightly anymore. The light is supporting you. Now, on your next exhale, I want you to imagine yourself gently opening your hands and letting the stone go. Watch as it is carried away, perhaps by a gentle river, or lifted up into the sky by a soft wind, or simply dissolving into particles of light. See it getting smaller and smaller until it has completely vanished from your sight. Feel the lightness in your hands, the space that has been created. Take a deep breath into this new space. Feel the freedom, the relief. You are lighter. You are free. Stay with this feeling for a few moments before you gently bring your awareness back to the room and open your eyes. Letting go is not a single event. It is a gentle and continuous practice. It's a journey, not a destination. You don't have to do it all at once. The goal is not to wake up tomorrow with no memory of the past, but to wake up with the past no longer having a hold on you. The goal is peace, and that peace is available to every single one of us, no matter what our story is, no matter how heavy our backpack has become. You have the strength within you to heal, to release, and to rise into the beautiful life that is waiting for you in the present moment. I want to encourage you to take one small, gentle step this week. Don't overwhelm yourself with the idea of letting go of everything all at once. Just choose one thing. Perhaps you can try the journaling exercise, writing down your feelings about one specific memory. Or maybe you can commit to practicing the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique just once a day when you feel your mind drifting. Or perhaps you can simply try the guided meditation you just read. Pick one small, manageable action and commit to it. Every big transformation begins with a single, small step in the right direction. As you finish reading this, I invite you to take a moment for quiet reflection. Ask yourself this simple question: what is one stone I am ready to consider letting go of? You don't have to have the answer right away, but just by asking the question, you are planting a powerful seed of intention. You are signaling to yourself that you are ready for a change, that you are ready to feel lighter, and that you are worthy of peace. Be patient and compassionate with yourself throughout this process. Some days will be easier than others, and that is perfectly okay. Remember, your past does not define your future unless you allow it to. You are the author of your life story, and every single day, you get to choose what you write on the next page. You can choose to keep carrying the weight of yesterday, or you can choose to set it down and walk forward with your hands, heart, and mind open to the incredible possibilities of today. Healing is not only possible, it is your birthright. The journey starts now with one breath, one thought, one small step towards freedom. You can do this. If you found this story and meditation helpful, please subscribe to stay connected and receive more inspiring content to support your journey of healing and growth. Your presence here means a lot. Let's walk this path together.